So you're in calculus class and you're going to start learning about the limit definition of the derivative, and then you're going to learn about the product rule. This is the power rule. The derivative of a function x to the power of n is equal to n times x to the power of n minus 1. If you notice, we're simply bringing the n down and subtracting 1 from the power. But we're going to go ahead and use the limit definition of the derivative to show why that's the case. Now, before we do that, I definitely want to talk about the binomial theorem. The binomial theorem tells us that if you have something like x plus h to the power of n, then that's going to equal to this summation from 0 to n, where you have n choose k times x to the power of n minus k times h to the power of k. Now, I know it's a little confusing, but definitely make sure that you know that the n choose k is actually just a combination, where that's equal to n factorial over n minus k factorial times k factorial. I know that's a little confusing, but trust me, it's gonna pay off at the end. So let's begin. We're gonna go ahead and use this as our f of x, and we're gonna go ahead and rewrite our limit definition of the derivative using that particular function. So now we have x plus h to the power of n minus x to the power of n all over h. And I just want to remind you that x plus h to the power of n can be expanded using the binomial theorem. So I'm going to start expanding this, starting with k is equal to 0, and then I write the value when k is equal to 1, and if we continue that process, we will stop at when k is equal to n, giving me that n choose n, x to the power of 0 times x to the power of n. And then don't forget, I had to create some more space. We still needed to subtract the original function x to the power of n and divide the entire thing by h. And now, using the definition for this combination, I go ahead and find n choose 0. I want to find the value of n choose 1 and the value of n choose n. That's going to be 1, n, and 1 respectively. You guys, my microphone totally died, but what ended up happening here is I want to go ahead and cancel out the x to the power of n after I simplified using the binomial theorem, and you're going to notice that now we have n x to the n minus 1 times h, and then you have all these terms that still have an h. So what we're going to go ahead and do is factor out an h from the top so that I can have n times x to the n minus 1, which is going to be the only term that doesn't have an h, and every other term on the top will have one less h. I want to go ahead and cancel out the h on the top and bottom. Now I go ahead and plug in 0 for our h, and you're going to see that we finally arrive at the derivative of the function x to the power of n. That's just n times x to the power of n minus 1. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video.